So I can't even go to bed right now. Um, I was just thinking about life. I was just sharing with my mom the Bible verse that says something about life being like a flower that is here today and gone tomorrow. Literally, it blossoms on the tree and then it withers, or like a shadow that moves rapidly. And I was thinking, see, that was the description back in the day, right? But now, with technology and all that, we have a better understanding of that. I was watching an episode with my friend Ken on television, and it did a time lapse on some sea creatures, and it said with the naked eye, you can't really see them moving because they move so slow. But he did a time lapse, and they were able to. He was able to capture them, moving, and reveal that and show that to the world in a more creative and faster process for us to understand what and educate people what they do and how they move and stuff very quickly, because we are so impatient in this life that we want everything to go fast. We want to understand everything so fast, and like food in the microwave. And there's other things that God created in this world that we live in that surpass our lifespan. In 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 that surpass our lifetime in this world. So like there's turtles that live 150 years. There's trees that live hundreds and hundreds of years. There's stars. There's a bunch of other things that surpass our lifetime as humans. Just like a dog. A dog has only a lifespan of like 15 to 20 years. Then the dog passes away from old age. And that's how we are as humans. A lot of people think they're going to live forever, but they're not. But what continues to live forever here in this world is the heartbeat that God created through Adam and Eve, or in Adam and Eve, and it just multiplied over and over and over. That's the power of God. And I guess the Bible does say that we're going to live for eternity in heaven or hell. And we could all joke around. We can all, pick and choose. Or we could all pretend like we're all Christians and we're all doing good. But even the Bible says that He's going to tell some, "Get away from me, I never knew you, you wicked and slothful servant." And the Bible records that that person will say something like, "But Lord, Lord, I served you, I worshiped you, I tithed, I cast out demons, I performed miracles," things like that. But yet still God's going to say, "Get away from me, I never knew you." So there's a lot of stuff that obviously a lot of people can't explain because we only know so much. But I believe that the Bible is becoming more and more alive with all this internet and stuff that we are exposed to now than what it was back when it wasn't really around. I mean, more people can relate to a flower growing and withering, especially in a time-lapse video on YouTube or something. Shadows as well. I mean, we see people, they do time-lapse on the sky. It goes dark and then light, dark and day, dark and day, dark and day. And they could do that all day long. They could do that with stars and how they move with NASA and all them and all these telescopes and stuff that are out there, and the people that study all this stuff. See, even that type of stuff, people understand it because you could get a mental picture of what I'm talking about, as opposed to someone not having that knowledge or that revelation revealed to them. So the internet is really helping us better communicate and understand in ways that we never thought or imagined, probably. It's like coming alive, and the word is alive, is active and powerful. At least that's what most scholars and teachers and preachers interpret and teach and share with others. So that's why I share the things that I share, and I try to record it because my phone is charging and then it's not charging. I think I need to buy a new charger again. It's crazy. I remember when I was younger, someone could freaking fart right next to me, and I would just laugh, and other people will laugh as well. Now, if someone farts, everyone has something negative to say. It's like everything bothers us as we get older. To me, I still don't care. Like, whatever, just walk away or whatever, because I could better understand it or whatever. But I don't get angry, you know. And I was thinking about gangs and stuff. They're the same way. They get older and everything bothers them. Oh, you're not clean. That bothers them. Oh, you're saying this, you're saying that. It bothers them. Or you're wearing this color or that color. It bothers them. Seems like everything bothers people. And if they're not having it their way, no one is having it their way. It's a bunch of foolishness. Honestly, it is. But not to change the subject, but see how you guys can see my face, but now you can't? All I did was I swiped down and it revealed my notifications. So I can't see my face as I'm recording this though. But I know that the camera's active and it's recording, and the light, because the screen is dark without this, but with the white pixels that are revealed, the white background, it acts like a flashlight, so it's shining on my face. So therefore, you guys are able to see my face. But apart from that, you guys wouldn't be able to see my face. So maybe the newer phones can have like a white border as an option to manifest or throw out or emit some form of lighting on the front of the phones. So it's just a bug that needs to be fixed or a problem that can be fixed, simple solution, or in this case, just swipe down and get some light that way. But if you're in a very dark room, like I am, then you could record this way without seeing your face. And I guess it will be the same way with the forward camera with the flashlight. But then you have to hold it out and you're hoping that it's capturing your face. Right here, I know that it's capturing my face. I mean, it's not super. Well, my eyes look super crazy looking, but there's some white in there. Don't think that I'm a alien from space or whatever. But yeah, that is just like a side note But I don't know, like there, like all this stuff that I'm sharing, it could even inspire preachers and philosophers and scholars and teachers, preachers, whoever, people, students that study the Bible. I mean, if the negative things are withdrawn and the positive was extracted from the negative, like gold being refined in the furnace, then that yuckiness can easily be scraped off from the surface to only collect the good. And that's what I mean by, me needing or requiring an editor and someone that's smart to um, edit my stuff and compile it together. Not to get the glory or the fame, you know, but for all of us to just grow and to continue learning. Because just like with any other idea out there, once an idea is presented, then newer ideas can be presented on top of those ideas which were presented previously, and everything just gets better and better. It gets enhanced. So I'm thinking the faster it's done, the better it'll be for everyone, even for myself. So yeah, like, cause this time that I'm taking out of my life to share all this is it's only been 19 minutes. I mean, I'm about to be 30 years old in July of this year, 2020, because I was born in 1990. So 90 plus 10 is 2000. 2010 is 20 years. 2020 is 30 years. Simple math. That's how I remember how old I am. So, um, this life is short, and I honestly hate talking about all this stuff because a lot of this stuff that I talk about, honestly, I have a lot of it needs to be edited, and I need help because most of it is military. for military, while some of it is civil stuff. And at times I fear that I'm maybe putting these ideas and concepts into civilized people when they shouldn't be. Just like there's no one going around talking about the wars or what happens in the wars except through movies and things like that. So, that's why I just pray that, you know, I'm assuming my country is on top of everything. Just like they assumed that I knew the law when I got arrested, you know, and they just threw that at me and my mom and my brother, so I don't know. These are things that I've witnessed and studied along the way with the knowledge and information that is presented to the world, you know? So, I mean, I might have a lot of stuff that I'm saying wrong or where I've been misinformed, you know? I don't doubt that. I'm not what people refer to as the sharpest tool in the garage or in the toolbox or whatever they say. I'm just a student just like everyone else, trying to learn. And instead of me just having a mind of a sheep, for some reason, somehow is giving me a mind of a wolf, learning both good and evil. But it's not necessarily bad. Maybe that's why, maybe God allowed me to go through everything that I went through to speak about all these things. Because I always wanted to join the special forces, like my friend wanted to, and me being around him influenced me to want to do the same thing. And although we both joined the same gang, he went off to the military while I went off to prison. It was like Megamind. I was Megamind, or I am Megamind, and he's like the other guy. Even though none of us grew up rich or super poor, him or I. But I guess things just happen for a reason, and I can't explain everything. Just like life itself, We just come and go. But I believe God is looking at us like us looking at a time-lapse video on the internet about someone's life or an animal or a movie, something like that. Because for God, one day is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is as one day. And we really couldn't really understand that a few years ago, but now with the technology that we have, the internet, we could better understand that. And especially with this, I think it's a metaphor of the time lapse or whatever, right? So maybe that's how God looks at us. And it's not the end. It's just like a butterfly. Maybe the caterpillar thinks it's dying. So it goes into its cocoon to find shelter